How's it going, everyone? If you would for me, please like, comment, subscribe to the channel. I'm back again here with another review. Uh, so, I just got done watching Love Hurts. So I saw this movie back at the beginning of 2025 when it first came out, and I meant to review it, and I never got around to reviewing the movie. So this is me coming back and reviewing it. So I watched it just recently. Watched it yesterday. Or was the day before. So now I have it fresh in my brain, and I give you a clear, good review of this movie. Now, this is a movie that was directed. I think his name is Jonathan something. I know he's a first time director. He has no credits under him except for this movie. And I was a little worried going into this because uh, I'm about to mess his name up. I'm sorry if I mess it up, and I don't mean to. Hugh Quan. So if you don't know who Hugh Quan is, he was short round in the Goonies, the Asian kid back in like the 80s, and he was also in he was in Indiana Jones Temple of Doom too. So Doom. So he was like a child actor for a while, and then he ventured off because of what happened. Fortunately, there was a lot of discriminatory, um, being discriminatory, getting actors into Hollywood. He was an Asian child actor, and he stepped away. He said that was his reasoning for stepping away for acting for like 30 years or so. So he made a recent resurgence. Uh, his career sort of revitalized after his really good performance in every was it everything every is everywhere all at once, everything everywhere all at once. I believe that's what it was called. One of my favorite movies of 2022. He was a really good actor in that. Uh, and Jamie Lee Curtis, undeservedly won Best Supporting Actress, but I'll save that for another video. But yeah, so that's a whole nother video on its own. But so he came back. He killed it in that movie. He was a really good actor in there, and I was excited to see him actually get his own movie. And on top of now, he got his own movie. He got an action martial arts movie called Love Hurts, and this came out. This actually came out on Valentine's Day, so which is kind of perfectly themed because in this movie it has a whole theme around Valentine's Day. Uh, Ki Kwan plays Marvin Gable, and he becomes like a realtor. He's a realtor agent, selling houses and stuff like that. And again, this is center around like Valentine's Day. So at his office is throwing a Valentine's Day party, uh, and he gets a love letter, uh, kind of a dangerous one, and it's from a girl that he used to be involved with. Uh, Back when he lived a double life, because you know how these martial arts movies are, man. These action movies, the main character, he's a mild mannered person who no longer wants to be, who no longer basically wants to be live the dangerous life anymore. They want to live the mild mannered life. He's a really nice guy. He's making cookies and doing all sorts of yeah, so he's doing all that stuff. He's up here making cookies and speaking in really mild manner. Of course, until the badassness has to come out. He has to be a badass. So I said the stars Ki Hu Quan, and again I apologize if I'm messing his name up. Uh, Ariana DeBose, she plays Rose. Rose is like his sort of his dangerous old flame from back in the day. You know, she comes back into his life, and all her crazy baggage pretty much follows him, and uh, he has to basically fight through that old life while trying to maintain and stay with his new life. He says, you know, I enjoy being the Mount Minute life. You know, I don't want to go back to that dangerous life ever again. And behind the scenes, his brother Alvin Knuckles. Knuckles is his nickname. They call him Knuckles. Really dangerous gangster, man, going around, you know, stabbing people in the eyeballs with straws from his boba tea. uh, so this also has I think his name is Mustafa Shakir. If you remember him, he was I think his name was Bushmaster and in Luke Cage series. So he's in here. And he plays this assassin who uses nothing but blades. His name is Raven. You know, hit your ass with a blade and read you some poetry after that. So, um, so the I think so the action in this movie, it didn't bother me. Like when I watched the movie, because this movie has a ton of action in it. Like actually, I think the movie even starts out with an action. Well, it doesn't start out with an action scene, but they just waste no time getting into the action scene. Um, and my problem, I guess, like, and I could kind of tell this was a first time director. Uh, and a lot of times that's not a good thing when I can tell you're a first time director. Uh, it just doesn't feel like I don't feel like that as far as the action goes, I don't feel like the action holds up the narrative too well. Like when you start like when you watch it, it feels like they just threw some story together real quick to kind of piece together a narrative that's really fractured, and a lot of times it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Like when you it is a ridiculous plot, and it feels like it was put together by somebody who was sort of making it up as they went along, and they just didn't even bother to realize like this is a very convoluted plot and we need to tighten us up a little bit, or not have it be so damn ridiculous. uh so it just didn't feel like it didn't feel like there was a whole lot of character development. um there's this fight in his office while the people are outside the office setting up the Valentine's Day party or whatever. It's a scene where Raven and Gable kind of get into it, and it's a nice action scene. I thought it was kind of I thought it was a little well choreographed. It was kind of funny, but it didn't really lend to anything. Uh, Even when his brother just, I mean, he kills a couple people in the movie, but for the most part, he just kind of sits back and drinks boba tea. So I wasn't really, maybe that was just like a running theme they were trying to have with the villain or something like that. I'm not sure. Um, and I guess he can use the straw as a deadly weapon or something. Uh, and again, and I guess so. Rose is supposed to be like a double crossing character in the movie as well too. Uh, and I felt like, so my thing is with also the main leads. So when you have two leads that are supposed to be romantically involved with each other, I never felt like I got that from these two main characters. It felt a little forced. It came in like immediately too. There was just no time to There's no time to see them sort of develop that relationship, whatever, because the movie is moving so quickly, and it's trying so hard to get to the action scenes that it forgets to just tell a story too, or it doesn't slow down enough. And I think that's the problem with this movie. Is I think the movie moves way too quickly, and it doesn't give enough plot for you to even care what's going on screen. Because at this point you're just watching like mindless action scenes that don't really make a whole lot of sense at times. Um, and then they got a guest appearance here from Marshawn Lynch, the football player. He's in here. He's one of the henchmen. Uh, he shows up in here, and he's playing. He's next to this guy. Um, I guess he's his partner or whatever, and he's trying to get back. The whole theme with him is he's trying to get back with his wife or whatever. But the guy with Marshawn Lynch, not Marshawn Lynch himself, he gives him advice on trying to get back at his wife or whatever. But yeah, I wasn't really crazy about this movie. I actually dreaded watching it again. Uh, I said I can give props to the action scenes if I actually care what was going on half the time. And that's kind of what this movie is. It's just like it's a action movie just for the sake of the action, because everything else that's happening around the action you don't care about. Um, there's a there's a relationship with uh Marvin Gable's assistant. I can't remember who that lady was. I've never seen her before. I thought she looked a little familiar to me, the actress, but I couldn't tell who she was. But the relationship she has with Raven, Mustafa Shakir's character, that was a way more interesting relationship than theirs was. Um, and they're like minor side characters. So I don't know. I didn't really care for this movie, as you could tell. I just don't. I like action for the sake of action just doesn't draw me in, and this is like the prime definition of that type of movie. Um, so it's just, I mean, there's some style to it, but there's just no substance here. Uh, this is a huge style over substance film. So yeah, this is I'm gonna give this a do not recommend. Unfortunately, and it's sad that I'm giving it a do not recommend because um Quan, I was really pushing for him because of how he was treated in Hollywood, and then his career got resurrected after Everything Everywhere All at Once came out, and ended up winning Best Picture, become one of my favorite films, like I said, of 2022. And I was looking forward to this movie because I'm like, oh, he's getting his own movie. He's actually going to be a main character. He's getting a movie, and it's not even that good. It's not good. No, this movie's not good at all. So yeah, again, that was a low recommend for Love Hurts. Love Hurts. Yeah, this movie hurts. So yeah, but that's my review for Love Hurts. So if you actually like the movie, um, go ahead in the comment section and tell me what you thought about it. Because I checked the Rotten Tomato score too. The audience score is kind of high for this movie. It was at 60%, which is borderline rotten on the Rotten Tomatoes meter. But I mean, the audience liked this way more than the critics did. So, but unfortunately, I couldn't get with this movie. Um, I was just, it's not even a long movie at least. So that's the good part, is it's only 80-minute film, so it's not even a full length movie. Um, so, but that's my review for Love Hurts. And I will see y'all in the next video. Peace.